feeling today? Not good, okay, amazing? Welcome to Mind Map, exploring mental wellness. What is its background? What are some of its issues? What is there to analyze? Tune in to our podcast as we discuss all about it. Alright, here are your hosts introducing Jayan Duran, Sandy Paglinawan, and yours truly, Sean Sevilla.
Well, we probably have our own notions as to what mental health is, but let's define it so we're all on the same page.
Mental health or mental wellness is when you feel good about yourself, handle life's stresses well, work productively, and contribute to your community.
Yeah, the World Health Organization sees mental health as a big part overall of well being. They say health isn't just about not being sick, it's about feeling good physically, mentally, and socially. This shows how mental health is deeply connected to our overall wellness, stressing the importance of looking at our emotional, psychological, and social health altogether.
Oh, also, from handling pressure to forming connections and making healthy decisions, it influences our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It actually grows along with our development over time.
That's pretty simple. So, how come it's so common to suffer from mental illness then?
No, but actually, though, there are a lot of things that can affect mental health, like genetics, lifestyle, and the environment they grew up in. They heighten the risk of mental illness while contributing to physical deterioration.
I'm pretty sure schizophrenia and bipolar disorder demonstrate heritability traits. If you know anyone who frequently consumes alcohol or drugs, they might experience various long term health problems. Even trauma and chronic stress can induce depression or anxiety later in life.
It's pretty sad that socioeconomic status is another significant contributor. A lack of financial and social support is pretty detrimental.
It's even sadder that in the past, mental illness was often misunderstood and disgraced, with individuals suffering from mental health conditions facing discrimination and inadequate care.
Right? If I remember correctly, in ancient Greece, philosophers like Hippocrates explored the connection between mental health and physical health, laying the foundation for a more holistic approach to well being.
Ooh, in ancient China, traditional medicine incorporated practices aimed at maintaining balance and harmony within the mind and body.
Yeah, then came the Middle Ages, where people with mental health conditions were often seen as possessed by evil spirits or witches, leading to the persecution and torture for those deemed mentally ill. It was not until the 18th and 19th centuries that a more humane and scientific approach to mental health began to emerge.
Oh, like the establishment of the first psychiatric hospitals and the development of modern diagnostic and treatment methods. But I read the treatment methods were not exactly humane. One of the more controversial chapters in the history of mental health is the use of lobotomy.
Ooh, trigger warning. You might not like what you're about to hear. Lobotomy was a surgery that messed with the brain's prefrontal lobe to treat mental disorders. It was thought to help, but turned out to be super risky, causing major problems instead. These contributed to the eventual development of less invasive and more humane approaches to mental health care.
Well, before we move on, let's have a quick segment. Put a finger down criteria for getting a lobotomy edition.
What?
According to the New York Times article of 1937, if you're experiencing at least 10 of the following symptoms, you would benefit from a lobotomy.
What?
Okay, so the following
Insane.
symptoms are tension, apprehension, anxiety, depression, insomnia, suicidal ideas,
I'm counting.
delusions,
Um,
hallucinations, crying spells, melancholy, obsessions, panic states, disorientation, pains of psychic origin, nerves, indigestion, and hysterical
what?
paralysis. I got 13. How many did you get?
I'm good. I got three.
You said at least 10, right? I got 14. I'm cooked.
Lobotomy.
Oh no! As we've seen, the topics surrounding mental health have always been prominent throughout history, but they remain especially relevant today.
In recent decades, mental health has gained more recognition with efforts to tackle associated challenges. In the 20th century, there was significant progress in understanding mental illness causes and developing better treatments. The World Health Organization now sees mental health as crucial for overall well being, acknowledging mental disorders as significant chronic health issues.
As we've been talking about mental health, have you ever heard of the Philippine Mental Health Act? It's a big deal in terms of recognizing and addressing mental health issues.
Yeah, totally. I think everyone deserves decent healthcare, right? And it's the government's job to make sure we get it.
Exactly. But did you know that for a while, the Philippines didn't have clear rules about how clinicians could treat patients or what rights those patients had? Thankfully, that changed in 2018 when they passed the Philippine Mental Health Act.
So, how's that been helping out in society's healthcare?
I mean, it's been helping out a lot. It's all about protecting patients, supporting families, and boosting mental health programs.
Yeah, it stops discrimination, torture, and mistreatment against the sick, and allows them to benefit from rehabilitation and information. It makes sure that both the patients and their families get the help and care they need, and it supports mental health professionals in doing their job well.
It sounds like a game changer. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
But but wait, if addiction is a type of mental illness, didn't our former president kill a bunch of mentally ill people then? So what's up with that?
Yeah!
Chia!
What? It's true though. But moving on to something closely related, let's talk about economics.
I guess economics and mental health have a correlation too.
Yeah, mental health and economics actually have been long intertwined. Mental health deliberately affects earnings and educational success, along with employment and physical health, which causes prominent disability and absenteeism within workplaces.
Ironically, people with mental illnesses have a much lower employment rate than those who don't. Although mental health has a poor correlation with IQ, it is true that mentally ill workers are more likely to take time off, which is heavily expensive for private employers.
And on the other hand, absenteeism and underperformance are some of the main effects on mental health, consequently leading to a big loss in GDP.
No, mental health concerns aren't just about economics or politics. Speaking of which, let's consider social media. Connection, expression, and communication have been a lot easier. However, its impact on mental health is a topic of increasing concern.
All of those curated images, unrealistic standards, and cyberbullying. Ugh, so depressing and anxiety inducing. Its addictive nature doesn't help one bit.
Actually, research has found that approximately 20% of adolescents globally may experience a mental health problem, particularly anxiety and depression, in any given year.
Oh, really? Am I the only one who thinks that it kind of worsens as the use of digital technology increases?
No, you're right. What's even worse is the increasing rates of suicide among the youth. It just shows that mental health problems pose a serious risk, and there's a more urgent need for greater investment in mental health services, early intervention, and preventive measures.
According to recent data by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 44% of American high school students have experienced discrimination because of their race, gender, and sexual identity. They even experience sexual violence.
44%? That's so bad. What? It's no wonder our age group hasn't been doing well.
I know, right? Youth with poor mental health struggle with their everyday activities and can be subjected to topics like academic pressure, bullying, and feeling left out. It's gotten to a point where making friends, learning, and expressing themselves have been more difficult.
Oh my god, it must be extremely overwhelming. I can imagine how lost and distressed they must have felt. Awareness on this subject must be implemented among students, and especially the teachers, staff, and family around them.
Right.
We've discussed a lot of topics so far. I think we should wrap it up. So, what are our main takeaways?
Mental health issues among students are connected to the broader societal factors.
Definitely. I mean, with social media being such a big part of our lives, it's no surprise that it affects mental health.
Yeah, social media can be a blessing and a curse. It's like this constant stream of perfect pictures and unattainable expectations that can really mess with your head. It's unfortunate that so many people are unaware of how destructive social media can be to their mental health.
Exactly! The truth is that we're no stranger to this. It's like we're always comparing ourselves to others, and that can lead to feeling anxious and a real disappointment.
Yeah. And let's not forget cyberbullying. It's so easy for people to hide behind screens and say hurtful things.
Totally, dude. It's heartbreaking to hear about the rise in youth suicide rates because of all this pressure.
And it's not just about academics. Mental health issues can affect every aspect of a student's life, from their future opportunities to their overall quality of life.
Yeah, I agree. As a student myself, it's sad to think that so many students struggle to get help they need because of the stigma and the lack of resources.
Absolutely. We need to make sure schools are supportive environments where students feel safe to talk about their mental health.
And teachers and staff should be trained to recognize signs of distress and provide support when needed.
Plus, we need to work on reducing the stigma surrounding mental health so that everyone feels comfortable seeking help.
Okay. So we've talked about the past and all that, and it really shows how much mental health care grew over the years. If you think about it, just according to the segment we had a while ago, we would be receiving a lobotomy by now. Oh dear. Okay. But jokes aside, we should all look forward to creating communities that support mental well being for students and people for all ages. We all need to work together.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging the interconnected nature of mental health and social factors and working together to create a healthier, more supportive environment for everyone.
That would be pretty nice. But I believe it's about time we conclude our podcast.
Thank you guys for tuning in to our podcast, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content such as this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment under this video. We love you so much. Goodbye and stay mentally healthy. Bye bye.
Okay, love you
Bye.
guys. Don't forget to smile.
Hold me tight and